Hey everyone, Addon. It's a nice, Sunday morning, and we're heading back into our VTuber. Things were finally in place, and I'll let everyone know things that I've gotten done off of. And so let's just hop into us. I replaced all the materials to go into UV so we can get this going the right way. So we've been working in the materials that looking at the workflow that I've been working on is the design right here. It's your model is only as good as your drawing. So my drawing is like this. So my model ends up being like this. So the next time I make a VTuber, I will have to make a better drawing, and then the model that's going to follow will be even better. That's my design. That's the idea that I came up with. I drew it. I import it into Blender, and that's the first step. The second step is making the mesh, which is a little bit more complicated than drawing. A few things to take into consideration because it will be used in a software. So a certain amount of polys, and then taking things into consideration for the next steps, like making the UV, creating the seams, all important things, making proper bends, which like I am working on. After that is making the UVs, which is exactly what you're looking at right now. All these squares is a proper layout so that the actual material showing won't like look like a poorly wrapped present where you use more than one piece of paper to wrap up the present. Best example I can get right now. And then the textures. Textures, this is a step that we're on right now. And we're honestly done. And I just want to let you know where I've been because I had to bake every single texture. Like looking back at the materials I made, is like I think it was 27 materials. The material for the fur, the rubber, two different kinds of materials for the rubber, foam, earmuff, plastic, dark plastic, light. All these were just for the headphones alone. Metal, eyes, pink, which is the ears and the inside of the ears and the nose, the mouth, just the two teeth, the entire jacket, a couple pockets, shirt, collar, cape. Yes, he has a cape, pants, and then some more pockets. And then he has some pencil. He has a pencil in here. The pencil has three different materials. There's the lead, there's the wood, and then like the paint, like the yellow paint. And there's also a pen, but I managed to like use like plastic and metal materials that were already made before for the pen. And then like yeah, there's the belt. The belt has three different things, which is well, one of them is metal. So and then the inner and the outer, because it has color on it. And then of course it's at the head. Like I made materials myself for every single one of these. I didn't use BlenderKit like I said I would have. Turns out it's Blender Crash. Turns out BlenderKit redoes your UVs, and I made my UVs, and then I started using materials. So like I could have just dragged and dropped each of these into like the different materials that I had for each of the like polygon yeah, each of the polygons, each of the different kinds of material, like the boots, shirt, pants, or ink, like all of that were different materials. And didn't say yeah, so this is actually what happened right here. This is the final material that I came up with of okay, welcome to the chat. Uh glad you made so I would have shown you, like it turns out I didn't save the UV process. This thing's actually a mess. I'm gonna make it really quick. So Then, okay, this is what I had going on. This one kind of broke. And so if I just like this, where we just were, right? I had to do all, I had to make all the UVs in order for it, in order for textures to be laid out properly. And then I had to bake, I had to bake all the materials into textures so that I can blend, I can put them all down, like pretty much like take an iron and like 30 stickers, just like put them all into a single image so that it could all be used in a single material. And these materials, each of these, the texture. And so instead of having literally 27 materials with 3 textures in each of them, which is like this 27 3, 171 different materials. No, 81 different materials. No, yeah. So like I have them right here. Color. I have the color of every single one I just mentioned. I have the normal, every single one I just mentioned. And I made this kind of funny. So like these are the things that were finished, you know, but right after that are the roughness and like that's what I had to go through. That's like I had to bake every single one of these individually, bake every single one of these things, and then go into an editing an image editing software, and then put them all into a single they're called maps into a single pack uh of everything I did, and that's right here. That's this one, this one, that's this one. Okay, there you go. Yeah, that's literally this one, this one, this one, and this one. I'm probably not going to be using one of these. So, because when I was rendering, when I was baking these maps out into separate images, I tried to bake the normal maps. I'm sorry, not the normal. I tried to bake the metal maps, and the metal maps were not turning out great. And as it turns out, metal maps and roughness maps are they receive data in the same way. The difference is the roughness map goes from black to white, and the metal map goes from white to black. So all if I want to do it the right way, like it makes sense. Like I may as well just like run it the opposite. Take an image and then invert the colors. So we're looking at the roughness map right now. So if I go to metal map, it's literally that's exactly what I did. I put all of the roughness images together into a single file, flattened it so it's a single layer, and then I just inverted all the color, literally black and white, and all sorts of shades of two. And then that was it because it wasn't turning out proper. So see what that looks like. This before I had each of these things into this guy. Right now he has a single material. It's the UV right here. If I were to go into him and like hit select, it'll show everything that is applied to this material. So instead, change materials or head over to the material I made. It should be like final or something. Or it doesn't even matter because I'm gonna get rid of all these other materials. I may as well do that right now. Really, it doesn't matter. Head over to under file, materials, get out of edit mode. I can delete pretty much everything. I have the image. Like I can get rid of every single material and I'm okay with it because I have the picture saved. I can just make a new material, be done with it in a minute, less. All these delete. Now we have nothing. All we have is material and something like this would crash a lot of materials. And that's the thing that I was saying before. If I was going to make this, like make it end and finish like this with like 27 materials, it it's I'll call this. It needs a name. I don't know. Funny. Croissant addicted. Funny. Figure that out later. All right, back to our layers. We don't need these references. Okay. All right. So yeah, now we have two materials. You know, we thought where we were last stream, we had so many more. We had 28 materials, counting the UV material, because that was always there. We just dropped it down to 2. I'll get rid of the UV material as soon as I apply this funny material. I just renamed it to funny material. Select all. Select all. We'll click to the A. Get rid of that. Like if I hit select over here, it wouldn't work, right? So I had to assign it now because this is a brand new texture. Also, this is Blender 4.0, so things are a little bit different. It's supposed to be easier, but for me, it's like it's not. Watch what happens when I look at code. All this. I guess they did add more information. That's pretty cool. A lot more. That's pretty less than just like it. So yeah, all we need to do is plug these in. You know, the color into the color, the roughness, and the normal into the normal. I also have the metal map over here, because I made it. I wasn't sure if it was going to work in the first place, but it's a single that I made that file and to the rest of these where I had to like look at these roughness maps. I had to I had to cut out all the black for each of these pictures. I had to cut out all the black. The color didn't have that, but the roughness did, and the normals did. They actually had a transparency for the colors. Colors actually had transparency. That was the easiest one to work with. But everything else, I had to be like really finicky about it, make sure there was no black covering anything else or anything at all. And this is what we came up with. So like, yeah, this is what we. All right, so let's just plug the color into the color. This is the color. The roughness and yeah, some roughness. I want to see what happens. You see, there's some shine here. Plug in the roughness. Now it's that high. So there's that. And then the normal map. Right here. I've been thinking about removing the map. Now it has that like glare to it to the class. Is that always there? Yeah, no. The glare adds to it. It has glare to it. But it's got some splotchy stuff to it, which I put that myself. I know I did that. I wasn't sure if I wanted it there. So I can like I made these things. I know exactly where everything is. So blend right here. This purple one. That's why it's so good. Like I spun one around a little bit. If these were actually created over each other because there's only one of these. Let me see, there's some transparency in the back. If I actually put these over each other, this stain, these two stains would be in the exact same position. And they're not. Yeah. So I rotated them, knowing full well what's gonna happen. Remember? I don't remember. Okay, so how do I feel like? Nothing. Like good news. So yeah, the stream is really just me talking about what I accomplished, and because the whole thing was off camera, I had to go through every single one. They're gone now. They're gone now. I had to go through every single one of the materials that I made, bake, retextures for each one of them. Sometimes it wouldn't bake properly. Sometimes it wouldn't save properly. Sometimes I didn't even save the files. Like, and that was just the first step. And then I had to take all those pictures, flatten them out into like Photoshop, and just make them all a single image. And then I had to take one of them, talking about the roughness. I had to take this. I had to learn. I had to learn how to invert it. Super simple, really. I found a simple 3-minute video and I watched 5 seconds. But take that and then invert it so that I can get this. And then, I was having some issues, and a simple fix, literally, right here. I'll tell you what happened, but simple fix. When things go wrong, you can just go into it and mess with the bytes. And it's not. It wasn't. Some of it was. This here. I don't know if you guys remember how this used to be, to have lines. I'm just making that up. I baked it and I got lines out of it. That's something else I had to fix as well. Like, I'll show you the fur. Color, I'm looking for color fur. It's alphabetical. This was the map for the fur, and I baked it. And look, the issue I'm talking about is right here. This would have been shown perfectly, just as you right over it. And I can even show you right now what that looks like. I just drag and drop this into the base color. Everything else. Oh, it's you. And you doesn't. All right. If I just show you what it looks like as a mess. So this is the only thing that has material. Everything else. But see what happened to the ears? I had to adjust that using Photoshop. This is like a few steps above the OG way of making like game assets with materials. And so that was one of the things I had to do. And then I mentioned about how I wanted a croissant on the shirt and back. So I literally just went into the color map and drew it. I drew it, but like, I drew it. I drew your croissant here. I gave it an outline because it was for the cape, because it was smaller to see. So I did a quick gray outline and then did it again. And I blew it up. Put it on the front. Croissant. And that's all I did. A trial and error. Like I'd have to, and it's also the trial and error. I would finish all the maps and then import it into Blender. The 3 maps, technically 4. I didn't even show you metal map. But after importing it, I have to check and see if I like it. Oh, I forgot the croissant. Get the croissant. Put it in there. Didn't like it. Fix it. Put it in there. Didn't like it. Fix it. Put it in there. Didn't like it. Fix it. Like super tedious, mundane. and all of that was off camera. It just life happens. It's taken a few weeks, but like it's done. We're done with the materials. Yeah. This is here even a metal. The specular. Oh, it's right here. Not done. I'm like yeah. This is the metal map, and look at what it looks like. I'd like to see it. Over here. Oh, I forget if it's metallic, it's white, and if it's not metallic, it's black. Pretty sure that's how it works. So yeah, because I have some of these roughness, no, roughness metal. Look, this is the metal map for metal. Wait, no, this is the roughness map for metal. Completely black, which means that there is no roughness to it. Which means if you want roughness, it needs to be white. Opposite of that is saying if you want something to be metallic, it needs to be black. So white means no metal. So like I say that. Well, this is what I came up with for the metal map, and I didn't like. It might not even there might not even be a slot for the Unity. Yeah, the I thought I made this. I might get really fixed. This I know it's like over here. I can fix it. You know what? I don't know what that's doing there, but all right. This all this is black. Black, which is good to know. That's a really simple fix. I'm literally just gonna take this color and just boop, put it over there. Uh, but again, that's gonna be all of like 4 minutes if you. Yeah. So there it is. That's everything. This should be made of metal. And this over here. Right? Then I bought it metal or I don't even remember anymore. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even anything made of metal. You know, I'm trying to see like there's no metal in black. Black. Color metal. Color metal. Came out as black. It came out black. Yeah, that's the issue. I need to go back into the color map and yeah, that's why everything that came out solid black would be this this bar headphones, this bit, single piece for the pen, the top part, and the flip, of course, the buckle. Those two. I have to fix that. No, that's just Okay, so everything except for the metal map. Again, I'm gonna fix this so fast. This won't do it right. Or I can, but I'll. That's it. And done. So let's just put it. Ew, how about the. Ew. What happens when you don't import things? Gross. Fresh find color map. Kind of off color. Like it's what happened? Toughness. Oh yeah, it's metal. I didn't give any toughness. this one. Metal is metal, I guess. So we're not going to use metal map established. I need to see this thing. Well, the metal map would definitely help with industry. So that's the material. The materials. Next is the armature. I'll be doing that tomorrow. This is a very short stream. Tomorrow's will be pretty short as well. Honestly, it's not that hard. But the one after that is another one of those. I don't want to say tedious. It's kind of tedious. We'll get there. We'll get there in a few days. But with that, I'm Pattern, and guys, see you tomorrow. For the rest of your day.